Unit rates. A unit rate is a comparison of two quantities with different units in lowest terms. Examples of this are speed, which is given as the change of distance per unit of time, so 60 kilometers per hour, or 1 meter per second. You'll notice it's all per 1 hour or 1 second. It's in the lowest term possible. So another example is a price per item. For example, $10 per book. So you're finding out the price of one book. So the determine unit rates is pretty straightforward. So here I have in example 1, determine each unit rate. A says $10 for 8 hot dogs. So I got $10 for 8 hot dogs. Divide 10 by 8 and you'll get how much one hot dog costs. So you'll get that 10 divided by 8 is 125 per hot dog. Another example, $60 for 8 CDs. So if I take 60 and divide by 8 CDs, I get $7.50 per CD. So I'm just dividing 60 by 8 and I get the cost per CD. So we can use this to make comparisons. For example, in example 2, Michael wants to join one of 3 online music clubs. Web music, Music Tunes, or Blast Music. Web music charges $30 for 20 songs. So let's calculate the unit price of that. So $30 divided by 20. That's $1.50 for one song. Let's calculate how much Music Tunes charges for one song. So if I divide $25 by 15 songs, I get $1.60 per song. And lastly, I have blast volume, which charges $40 for 35 songs. Which is $1.14 per song. So looking at these and comparing them, web music charges $1.50 per song, Music Tune charges $1.60 per song, and Blast Volume charges $1.14 per song. So if I compare all these, I'll notice that Blast Volume has the cheapest price per song, so Blast Volume is the best deal. Since they charge the least per song. So we're going to look at another example like this. So example 3, Mo's mom wants to pick up a box of cereal for her. There's one box that charges 500 grams for $2.99, 650 grams for $3.69, and the third box is 800 grams for $8.49. So we're going to calculate the unit price for each to see how many grams you get per dollar. So I'm going to do 500 divided by $2.99. You'll notice I'll write the units so that I can write the units in my final statement. So 500 divided by $2.99, 167.22 grams per dollar. So you're getting that many grams per that dollar. Then if I do 650 divided by 369, I get 176 grams and 0.15 grams per dollar here. And lastly, I have 800 grams for $4.29. That's 186.48 grams per dollar. So if I look, I want the most for my dollar. So the last one, 800 grams for $4.29, gives me the most, 186.4948 grams per dollar. So the best buy is the box with 800 grams for $4.29. You're getting the most per dollar. In the next example, we're just going to review ratios as per our previous lesson. The Toronto Blue Jays hit 21 home runs during their spring session. So it's important to highlight important facts. That which had a total of 30 games. The regular season has a total of 162 games. So I know this is the total and that is the total. If they were to continue to hit the same amount of home runs at the same rate, how might they hit in the regular solution? So the first thing you always want to do with these is figure out what you're looking for. Okay. So the question is, how might they hit in the regular, how many might they hit in the regular session? So we're talking about home runs. So we're going to let X represent the variable we don't know about, which is how many home runs they will hit in the regular season. Then we're going to determine two ratios in the proportion. So you can write them out as 21 home runs to 30 games is equal to X, because we don't know that, 262 games. Or you can write it out as fractions right away. 21 over 30 is equal to X over 162. Remember, have to line them up. These are the home runs. These are the total games. Once we have this, I can solve using cross multiplication. So 21 over 30 is equal to x over 120. 62. Cross multiply, so I have 30 times x, which is 30x. Which is equal to 21 times 162. 30x equals 3,402. And then last step is divide by 30 to isolate x. So x equals 113.4. Okay. When we have word problems, we always answer with a statement. Remember, this symbol here means, in math, means therefore. The Toronto Blue Jays would approximately hit 113 home runs. One more example. Example 4. A person is 185 meters tall. At a certain time of the day, her shadow is 0.474 meters long. At the same time of the day, the shadow of the tree is 8.4 meters long. How tall is the tree? So if you see, at any day, the shadows ratio would have to be the same. So here's one picture of the person, and here's a picture with the tree. So we don't know the height of the tree. We'll call that x. We're going to let x represent the height of the tree. So 185 is the person's height, and this is the shadow. So to line those up, the tree is like the person, it's the object, and the shadow of the tree is 8.4. Once I have two ratios with one unknown, I can just cross multiply. 0.74x equals 1.85 times 8.4. 0.74x is 15.54. Divide both sides by 0.74. X is equal to 21 meters. So with any word problems, a therefore statement, therefore the height of the tree is 21 meters. And there you have both unit rates and a recap of solving proportions.